right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Elevated and Chill. It's your boy CJ on the scene, tapping back in with you guys for another session. You already know what we came here to do. We came here to laugh. We came here to chill. But most importantly, as always, home team, we're here to catch a vibe. And let's get down to it like we always do with a vibe check, little vibe check for me. Just been a little busy this past week. A lot of things going on, specifically in the realm of the podcast. Definitely trying to, shake things up for, future long term for the pod. So a lot of great stuff coming to you guys. That's always on my docket. Portfolios getting wrapped up. So getting that kind of squared away as well as other little ventures I got on the side. Was not able to hit the gym, was not able to hit dance, but at the same time, I got a lot of other stuff done. So we got to look at it in a sense where didn't do those two things, but definitely was very productive. So got to pat ourselves on the back. Actually did not was able to go to therapy this week. My therapist is on vacation, sadly, but we'll be back next week. And as well as the gym and also dance. You got to get back into the dance realm. Making sure I get my reps in and all that stuff. And when I mean by dance, I mean specifically going to class and the social there. Doesn't mean going out and stuff like that. Definitely gotta work on dance as much as possible. But when I talk about dance, I mean strictly the class and social at the studio. But I'll be back there. They're waiting for me, so I'm getting back to it. Um, I mean, guys, let's not make this awkward. You already know where we at here. You already know where we at. The Knicks are in the finals. New York City is on the verge of going rogue. We might need a they might make this a holiday, give the guys give days off or something like that. Yeah, New York City is absolutely insane. MSG has been remarkable. And this is what I said. If the Knicks make it to the finals, the aura, the amount of madness that's gonna happen. I mean, I was watching KG Certified and he mentioned himself like this looks like as if we're going on a soccer game. Exactly that. Um the level of the level of uh camaraderie and the level of passionate fans that the Knicks have. Look, man, it's looking like a Arsenal Real Madrid type of scene in New York City. So the cops better get make sure they locked and loaded. And what I mean by that, I mean, just making sure everything is, copacetic. Obviously, let us enjoy this for sure, but obviously do it in a somewhat controlled manner. We definitely don't want to have the purge, even though it's looking like it. And I know New York fans are all over the place. They're getting wild and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that safety is the primary concern, but as well letting these fans reap in this. This is what New York Knicks fans wanted. This is what a New Yorker like myself wanted. So we are repping. We want the Knicks to win. Bring a championship parade to the city. We are begging for that. But yo, listen, home team. The Knicks are 2 games away. 2 games away from the getting that Larry O'Brien trophy. Um, I gotta say this outright. This is probably one of the best Knicks teams I've seen. And listen, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm on record. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm putting it out there. I am a LeBron fan. However, before I get attacked in the comments and all that stuff. I am a New Yorker. I am a diehard New Yorker. Therefore, I want New York teams to win. If the Mets make it to the final, I mean the World Series, I'm going for the Mets. Why? I'm not a Mets fan, but I want the Mets to win. Bring it home. There'll be a little trash talking in the city, but listen, overall, as a New Yorker, the championship belongs here. That's what we're worried about the most. So, yeah, this is like I said, this is one of the best Knicks teams I've seen. I don't know if it stems from the Villanova connection that Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart have. They kind of segued Cat into the chemistry as well. This team looks like they want to play together. They want to play. They play hard. I mean, listen, the connectivity, the chemistry that this team has is amazing. This is something that we've never seen from the Knicks. I would say something that came close to it was the Knicks tape era, with Melo, JR, and all those guys. But this is absolutely something that we've never seen. Jalen Brunson is playing out of his mind. He leads the league, not the league, the playoffs, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he's second in most career averages in the playoff fourth quarter. The guy's been sensational. He's been sensational. Uh yeah, I mean, I was very much not a fan of Jalen Brunson coming in. Uh but he really has blew my mind. Literally has blew my mind. I mean, listen, this man has he averages about 7 points a game in the fourth quarter during the playoffs. Crazy, absolutely unreal. Um, another stat: playoff ranking fourth quarter. He's just a sensation. Like I said, he's right up there in playoff fourth quarter points. He's playing amazing. And that's just really what it comes down to it. Cat is playing amazing too. He's really playing great defense, as well as being that reliable second option for the team. OG's playing amazing. The team are they really look connected. And we gotta just give it to them. Home team, I just want to backtrack a little bit. I know we said that they were gonna sweep the Cavs. They did sweep the Cavs. The Thunder and the Thunder and Spurs. They kind of went to Game 7. Or not kind of. They did go to Game 7. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was a bloodbath. I mean, we knew it was gonna be a uh, bloodbath, but yeah, I mean, in that series, it just highlighted the amount of young talent the Spurs has. You know, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and they made rookie mistakes. They made inexperienced players do. But overall, I mean, this team's gonna be great moving forward. No hands down. Obviously, Wimby was a man possessed. And when I say possessed, he wanted to beat the Thunder. Like you could tell he wanted to beat the Thunder, and you could tell by the end, his emotions. But the thing about it is that the job's not done. The job is not done. You can't be that emotional in after a conference finals victory. You got to understand. Look, all right, we won. This was a tall task, but we still got 4 more games to play. And it's showing in how they're down 2-0. So now let's talk about the two games that have been played in the finals. Just going down just kind of going down the list here. Let's start off with game one. Um Knicks got it 105-95. Jalen Brunson goes down you know early in the game. He actually goes down twice with a ankle and a potential MCL tear. But he comes back. He comes back and does what Jalen Brunson does. He comes back. He comes back and puts the team on his back and hit two clutch buckets down on the fourth quarter stretch. That's what that's what your star player does. And look, I'm gonna give Jalen Brunson his flowers again. I was not a fan of his game. But one thing I do love, I love when NBA players that I talk a lot of shit about, they come back and they show me why they are who they are. Jalen Brunson is one of them. Jalen Brunson, and multiple times in the playoffs, has like I remember when he was, when the Knicks started getting into the playoffs, and he literally was going on a 35 plus games every night. And I'm like, whoa, this guy's amazing. This guy is, and his footwork is incredible. Yo, listen, yo, Jalen Brunson, yo, you got a fan of me, man. I mean, you proved me wrong. I actually love to watch you hoop now. Yes, I was one of those people that said, I don't know about this, but yo, listen, man, you're playing well. You're playing. You're not even playing well. You're playing exceptionally amazing. Like, listen, props to you. Another player that's been playing it, and I've been very critical about is Cat. Cat really has come into the series and has really shown why he is who he is. And it just shows. You know, we could. He had he had 18 points, 12 rebounds, but that 18 and 12 was so impactful because not only did he get that 18 and 12, yo, listen, he limited Wemby to 26 and 12 rebounds. Yo, listen, and it wasn't only him, it was also Mitch Robinson. We gotta give credit to Mitch Robinson as well. But he played a lot of minutes on Wemby, and like he gave Wemby some problems. And that shows in the way Wemby was playing. I mean, Wemby didn't really have a good game. He was 6 for 21, got to the free throw line, but he didn't really play well. Didn't really play well, and that's a testament to Cat. Wemby's gonna get his. Listen, the guy's 7'5". This guy has elastic arms. He could be from the half court and make a layup. Like Wemby's gonna get his, but it's how you make him work for it. It's like when PJ Tucker was guarding KD in the playoffs. KD dropped 50 on him, but they won. Yo, that just happens when you're playing a great player. Wemby's gonna get his, but it's just the fact that Carl Anthony Towns made him work for it. Made him uncomfortable. You know what I mean? He's having issues with the way Cat is playing because Cat ain't Chet. Cat ain't Chet. In that series against Oklahoma City, Wemby literally made Chet afraid of himself. Wemby inflicted fear in Chet. And listen, by the way, let's pivot a little bit. Yo, listen, Chet. Yo, I don't know. I don't know. You came off the high, you had a season, and all of a sudden you went absolutely. We didn't even see you. I didn't even see you. Game 7, you look afraid to even touch the ball. You only had 2 attempts at shooting. You played. You wasn't even there. Like you didn't even play. Like you might as well just have like a DMP next to your name. Like you did not play at all. That is awful. Terrible. You need to work on your game. You need to go to the monks, do something because you being an all-star and you reflecting what we thought you were gonna be, two different things. They they're two different things, man. So yo, you got some work to do. Obviously they'll take care of that internally, but swinging it back to the Knicks because that's the main priority right now. The Knicks are the main priority right now. Yeah, listen, you're not facing Chet. You're facing Cat. Cat's been in the league for 11 years. And don't get me wrong, I've been critical of Cat, but Cat can hoop. Cat can hoop. You know, if he's not playing soft basketball, he can hoop. He can hoop. He got some games in him, man. You ain't gonna bully this guy. You know, not to mention Josh Hart, unspoken hero, shooting 1 for 5. Yo, listen, Chet. This is how you impact the game. It's not about scoring, man. It's not about scoring. It's about how are you impacting the game your own way. Josh Hart. Yo, impact, Josh Hart. Like it definition. Picture definition. Josh Hart. 1 for 5. 1 for 5, but 15 rebounds and 6 assists. That's how you impact the game. That's how you impact the game. That's exactly how you impact the game. A measly 3 points. But you know what? I saw Josh Hart grabbing every rebound on Wimby. On Wimby. Your man was hustling for those rebounds. He said, yo, listen, I am not scoring, so I am going to do whatever it takes to help my team win. Josh Hart remind me of me because I be off sometimes. I'll be bricking it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But listen, I'm on those boards. I'm getting those steals. I'm hustling. Because you wanna know why? I'm trying to win. And obviously me doing scoring ain't winning. But if I gotta go on there grab 15, yo, Josh Hart, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. And you want to know who else? We're going to get into the second. Actually, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. Brunson had 30. He had a poor shooting night, but he came alive when it was time. Simple as that. I mean, that's just really what it boils down to. It doesn't matter about who how you play. It's about how you show up in critical moments. And I've been saying this all, whether it be the World Series or the MLB playoffs, the NBA playoffs. It doesn't matter. How you show up in the playoffs defines your career. Chet, yo, you got some work to do, brother. But JB, Jalen Brunson, a Brunson egg and cheese? Pause. Yo, listen, man. That boy Jalen Brunson is different, bro. Listen, if one thing Jalen Brunson's gonna do, 1 to 3, nah, I'm chilling. Yo, the fourth quarter come, yo, Jalen Brunson sees red. He sees red. He sees red in the opponent, and he sees green in that bucket. Shout out Jalen Brunson, man. Shout out. And this was a poor game, bro. This was a terrible game on both ends, and the Knicks pulled it out, man. 105-95. So shout out to the Knicks. Um, yeah. Next game they come out, and we thinking like, all right, listen, Wimby, yo, bro. Wimby, man. Wimby, chill. Yo, Holmes, my fault on that. Yo, my fault. Little technical difficulties we got going on right here. Um, but yeah, second game came out. Carl Anthony Towns at 21-13. Listen, again, bro, and that's another thing too. They got De'Aaron Fox. And what is De'Aaron Fox doing? Nothing at all. He's not playing anything. And this was a close game. This literally came down to the wire. But the next edge it out. You know what I mean? Again from Jalen Brunson. And Wemby did a rookie mistake. Threw it to one of his teammates. I think it was Champagny, and it caused him a turnover. And listen, last game I highlighted how I highlighted Josh Hart, JB and Cat. I'm gonna highlight Mikal Bridges, and I know there's two other people I want to acknowledge because I wanted to save it for Mikal Bridges. Didn't play well at all these playoffs, and all of a sudden the finals comes and he is amazing. For a longest, he was like 7 for 8, didn't miss a shot, missed one, and that's it. Ended the game with 20 points. They need that. 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Yo, listen, Mikal Bridges, thank you. Um, Jalen Brunson again, a bad game, but 20 points, clutch in the fourth quarter. That's just Captain Clutch. Yo, Captain Clutch, man. Yo, that's literally what they call him, Captain Clutch, because when it comes down to it, he's gonna make the bucket. Um, Josh Hart didn't have a great game. Again, just hustling on the boards, getting rebounds and steals. Listen, impactful, impactful. OG and Anobi. Listen, man, I was not listen. This is one of the trades where I was like, yes, yes, yes. Got RJ out of here. OG's in the lineup. And look at that. They're in the finals, man. OG, 17 points. Key points, too. Key points. He was making key buckets. Buckets that I was like, all right, let's get to this money. And he played 37 minutes, man. Come on, bro. And the last person I want to highlight, or maybe two, but most importantly, Landry Shamet coming off the bench and hitting key shots, giving you 13 points. He had a game in game one. Listen, man, and this is what I'm talking about. They have a team. They have a team. They have a 9-man rotation. They're playing Mitchell, Landry, Jose, McBride. Come on, bro. Listen, man. Yo, you gotta understand. You really gotta understand. This team is really meshing very well. Mitch Robinson comes in, guards Wimby. Listen, we don't need Mitch Robinson to do anything. The only thing Mitch Robinson should do is play defense on Wimby and grab board. That's it. But hey, if you get a couple points here and there, listen, go for it. But listen, Landry Shamet came off the bench and was rocking and rolling. That's what the Knicks need, man. The Spurs, again, De'Aaron Fox had a better game, came out with 20 points. Wimby had 29. He only had 9 rebounds. Wimby, you 7-5. Why are you only grabbing 9 rebounds? I'll give it to you at 29 points, but at the end of the day, come on, you slacking up, man. You slacking up. I mean, listen, Dylan Harper's remained consistent throughout these playoffs. That's been great. 15 points. Yeah, I think he had 16 last game, 15 this game. So, look, going into game three, man. Yo, there needs to be some type of some urgency. By the way, guys. By the way, we're going into the Garden. Yeah, you guys are coming into Gotham down 2-0. Listen, that's tough, bro. Don't ever. And listen, there's a warning to any other teams out there. Do not come into New York down 2-0. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. That is the worst thing you could do because us New Yorkers, we will make it living hell. We're going for the sweep here. Like the foot is on the neck and it's going to continue to be on the neck. 4-0, sweep, get him out of here. And this is gonna go at listen, this is amazing what the Knicks are doing. This is amazing. This right here is a moment in time. This is amazing. I feel it in my bones. They're gonna sweep the Spurs. I feel it in my bones. So listen, and I got a little carried away. Home team, let me know what you guys think. Knicks, Spurs, Knicks, New York, New York. Yo, listen, Wimby might be on fraud alert. I don't know. Wimby might be on fraud alert. Not he's like he's like 40% there. He's been producing a little bit, but he's not a full blown check case. He's not a full blown check case, but little tab is on my I gotta keep an eye on you. But listen, drop it in the comments, home team. Let me know what you guys think about the final so far. This has been a great off season, postseason. Uh, you know, speaking about competition and winning and New York, uh, we got to talk about it. It's one of the hottest topics out right now. Hove, Hove had a Roots concert, and in Philly, amazing performance. I think it's always nice to see Hove on the stage. I mean, he has, hit records. Great songs. So it was just nice to see him actually, be in concert and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, yeah. OD, you know where I'm going with this. Listen, the freestyle. I mean, the freestyle was he took a lot of shots, a lot of people. Drake caught shots. Nicki caught shots. The lawyer, Busby, whatever his name is, caught shots. A bunch of people got shots. Kanye got shots thrown at him. Um, I mean, listen, man, yo, you guys been tugging away at Superman's keep. You know what I'm saying, for a while now, and like he came back, and all of a sudden there's like mixed reviews on, like, if you're he responded, so he seems bothered by the comments, or like, but if he didn't respond, it's like, yo, listen, man. The point of the matter is, yo, listen, you guys were tugging at Superman's cape. A lot of people were in the comments of why you don't support Meth Bleak on his podcast and all these. Yo, listen, bro. Hove is Hove, dog. Like, yo, yo, this dude is focused on way other things, dog. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in the background that we probably don't see, but overall, this performance is amazing. This freestyle addressed a lot of things. The biggest one is Jay-Z and Drake. Hove and Hove took shots at Drake. The jig is up. Wrong chart champ. I don't know, bro. I don't know, home team. He's coming out guns blazing with that one. Yeah, I mean, Drake is probably gonna respond. I don't know. But I think Hove got another a freestyle surfacing. And it's kind of crazy because he came out with a new look too. Hove came out with a new look. He came out ready. Like, this wasn't like a flashy way. This was like, yo, listen, I'm addressing. I'm standing on business right now. And you know what? He told Drake, like, look, man, yo, listen, yo, those guys got your publishing, dog. You need to go talk to them. Oh, but yeah, I mean, the freestyle was amazing. It was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, he addressed a lot of topics. We didn't really, we kind of, as we kind of should have expected it. By the end of the day, it's always, it catches us off guard when Hove does something like this. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Drake, like, everybody got it. The interesting thing is that Kanye is probably doesn't care because he's out here selling a bunch of fucking tickets and fucking in Turkey. So he sold out arena in Turkey. So it really just stems from the fact, like, yo, like, do you want to engage or do you don't want to engage? Obviously Hove is a competitor, so he's not gonna really let people kind of just say his name like that. But you know, yeah, I mean, this is really what it is, bro. This is exactly what it is. This is exactly what you would expect from Hove. He came out, he addressed what was going on. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people saw his GQ interview was like, yo, like, you guys were tugging on Superman's cape, and this is exactly what you get. Point blank, period. Overall, though, the concert was amazing. He brought out a lot of state property. Meth was there. Brought out Jasmine Sullivan. Meek, obviously, you can't go to Philly and not have Meek do Dreams and Nightmares. It's just impossible. I feel like Meek at this point is a staple for Philly. So he came out. And you know what? Like, I think for me, it was more so like him bringing out state property, Beanie, Freeway, all these guys. It just shows, like, look, like, they probably had a lot of beef going on, but at the end of the day, they still came, they still have that Rock Nation imprint, you know what I mean? So um that's just really what it boils down to. It boils down to the fact that, look, man, yo, Hove is Hove. He'll continue to be Hove. And when you got a guy like Hove, and and he's putting on his, you know, the night, the other people that came after him, specifically State Property. So I thought the concert was amazing. He played after the freestyle, he dropped "You Don't Know," and bro, when he, oh, you didn't know? Turn on music, hot. What? Yo, I was like, yo, this guy is different, bro. He just got too many like bangers. So and like kind of seeing how like you could see the chemistry on stage as well. Was amazing. And him bringing out Meth Bleak, I think that was a statement in itself. Like, yo, like, look, man, like, all right, yeah, I'm on this podcast and all that shit, but that's still my little bro. And look at he's on my stage right now. So what's up? And like he said, like the rock ain't crumbling. We still here, man. A lot of people want to see us crumble, but we here. That's really what matters. We here. So yeah, like I said, the concert was amazing. He's gonna go to Yankee Stadium, and there's gonna be another freestyle, and that freestyle is gonna be the one that we should all be looking out for because there's probably more things that he wants to get off his chest, and he can't wait to do it in Yankee Stadium. So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's just a time. We just finished talking about the Knicks. Hove is performing and this is a time. This is such a time to be alive. It's amazing. It's amazing to be a New Yorker. It's just a great feeling the city has, and this is we want that championship. I hope coming back. Yeah, I mean, Max B is free. Max B is free roaming around. Um, I do want to say this. I do want to say this. See, I think there's one person that Jay Z does not want to smoke with, and it's 50 Cent. And if you think about it, a lot of the people he's addressing are people that like actually like looked up to him. So that's why he said a lot of you guys I never looked up to y'all. Y'all always looked up to me. But 50 Cent always was the one that challenged him. Always. Like you don't see 50 Cent and Hove on like the same like in the same stage or whatever. They haven't been on the stage since 2003. And home team, let me know if I'm correct and accurate in that information, but they've been apart doing their own thing. So and listen, 50 is always like calling throwing shots. 50 Cent want the smoke. So that's one person Hov is like, yeah, nah, let me not say anything about him. I already said something about him, and yeah, it's let's leave that animal alone. He definitely don't want that smoke with 50, but Hov is gonna, do what he do, and that'll be really interesting to see Hov and 50 Cent go at it because I don't think 50 Cent is gonna do it musically. He's gonna drag it out. And he's gonna drag it out bad. So but listen, overall the energy in New York is ridiculous. Like I said, Hov is coming to Yankee Stadium. Watch out for that freestyle. Um and yeah, I mean the Roots concert was amazing. So shout out to Hov. He was repping it, typical Hov stuff, repping Beyonce's hair products, so that's why he had the fro going on and stuff like that. So shout out Hove. Speaking about Max B, Max B had a claim that why is he in top 50, or why he's not further up on the top 50. And it's like, yo, listen, Max B, we get it. Yo, base god and all this stuff, like wave god. We get it. But you was also in jail, bro. Nobody's denying what you did, but like for you to make a claim that you're really this high up is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Listen, for me, Big Daddy Kane isn't really in my top 10, but that's my top 10 because, at the end of the day, I don't really bump Big Daddy Kane like that. Not saying that objectively he should be in there. He should. But from a subjective point of view, Big Daddy Kane is not in my top 10. But if you're gonna say top 50, he just has to be there. Like it's not even a discussion. And like I said, Max V, he did a lot for the culture, but at the end of the day, like for you to say that you belong higher up in that top 50 is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of crazy. But we love the confidence though. We love the confidence. Obviously, we love having him back. He has his number one record with French, so he's doing his thing. And listen, it's not really to like bring anything against Max B. I think what he's done for the culture has been amazing. But listen, man, come on, like at some point in time, you gotta be like, yo, listen, like you gotta give respect. And it's just a matter of like, listen, bro, you know, you did a lot for the culture for sure. Before you went to jail, you did a lot for the culture, but you also was out for a significant amount of time. So I mean, yeah, you went to jail, had a cultural impact, and came back out. Came out, and now you got a number one record. Yeah, but like that gap, like what, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's really like how people say about Tupac. You know what I mean? Like or even Biggie. Like they the time frame like they, but at the same, so I kind of understand where he's coming from. In a sense where like I did all this cultural impact stuff, and then y'all got me here. But he also has a niche crowd. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of like it's a debate. It's for sure a debate. Like I said, Max B is definitely he's a cultural staple. We got to give him his flowers for sure, and we're also glad to have him back. Um, for me, I don't know where he falls in the top 50. I think there are potentially 50 people better than him, but it depends on also the criteria. If you're talking about just cultural impact, maybe you gotta put him up there. Lyrical ability, I'm not gonna lie to you, he's definitely not better than Eminem. Probably not better than Big Daddy Kane. So it depends. It depends how you slice the cake. You know what I mean? But overall, listen, on this pod, we're about giving everybody their flowers. So we want to give Max B his flowers as well. We want to make sure, like, he is, he started a wave, no pun intended, that definitely shifted the culture. So shout out Max B, shout out Hove. Guys, drop it in the comments what you guys said about the Roots concert, as well as Max B thinking that he should be way up in the top 50. Keep the conversation going. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to our segment, chill and ask. You guys loaded it up. Pause on this in this section. This one right here. Uh, so let's just kick it off. First question: if the Knicks win the finals, where does this rank among the greatest New York sports moments? It has to be up there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It has to be like a top, probably. It has to be one of the top. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I think if the Knicks win a championship, it probably has to be the best sports New York sports moment of all time. Like it's just a lot is riding on this. It's like the drought. They haven't been to the finals since '99. They haven't won it since '73. They went through a significant drought where changing coaches, changing players. I mean, Chris Duhon, Langston Galloway, Chris Copeland, Ronaldo Bulkman, like all these guys are on like Pablo Prigioni was on the team. Obviously Melo and Chauncey Billups and Amari. Like there was just so many people on the team, and now here is the team. So it has to be number one. It has to be like I don't think no other moment is probably gonna be greater than this. Like this is like, and it's not really only the championship. It's just the build up to the championship. So yeah, I might have to put this as the greatest. Um, that's my answer. Obviously, maybe winning the championship in '73 might top it. I don't know, but for me, live in action right now, it has to be the greatest moment. 100%. I do gotta say though, the Giants beating the Patriots twice is also a New York moment as well because we're doing it against Brady. That's what we like to see here. Um, Now I'm thinking about it though. Nah, the Knicks win a championship for sure, 100%. I think the Giants when beating Brady twice is falls right under there. Um, yeah, home team. Let me know what you guys think. Again, drop it in the comments. Keep the conversation flowing. If you're a New Yorker and I hear you say anything else, shame on you. Uh, what's harder to rank, influence or lyrical ability? And then the second part of the question is top 10 all time. Oh, home team. You guys are putting me on the spot here. Um, I think a lot of this is all subjective. I think when it comes to influence, people might think of it from like a fashion standpoint, or it kind of really just comes on how many people, like for example, like Lil Wayne is influential. Like he created a sound, and a lot of people like Uzi, Thug, all these guys like kind of taking bits and pieces from Wayne. Obviously Big Daddy Kane, you know what I mean? Like what Daddy Kane, a lot of people took like the swag and all that stuff from him. So and so I think really probably influence probably is probably the more harder one just because like it depends on what you're talking about. Lyrical ability is just a talent. Like you got if you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? Like Jim Jones is probably a influence in hip hop because of all that the Dipset era, just because of how they you know their movement and all that stuff. But when it comes to lyrical, I think there's rappers better than them. Not saying they can't spit, but I think there are rappers better than them. So I would say influence for sure. And top 10 all time. Oof, this is gonna be tough. I think my solidified top five probably is definitely gonna be Hove, Biggie. Um, gotta put Kendrick in my top five. I think Kendrick is yeah, like he's something different. Hmm, top five. That's three already. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I put Drake up there. Drake probably he's definitely in my top five. I mean, we beefing right now, but and when I say we beefing, mostly me, because he's in a different stratosphere. But I mean, I mean, Drake is a generational talent. I mean, like what he's doing as an artist is amazing. So definitely, I'll probably say Drake, and you gotta put Kanye in there. And these are all rappers that I've bumped a lot. I bumped Drake, I bumped Kendrick, bumped Kanye, and even though Kanye be off the wagon, old Kanye is amazing. Hov and Biggie for sure. 6 to 10. Gotta put Cole in there. Nas for sure. Wayne. Probably a sleeper pick. Eminem and 50. Uh, I think I think those top 10 are really what like I bump a lot. Um, and a lot of them have like a lot of like cultural influence as well, lyrical ability. Like I don't think Eminem really has the cultural influence, but what he could do on that mic is amazing. And he had a run as well. I mean, I think his first two albums went diamond. That's incredible. 50 also had a when Get Rich or Die Trying came. I mean, his cultural influence and not really his lyrical ability in terms of bars, but his style, his hooks and all that stuff. Um, Nas, his lyrical ability and also his influence. The reason why I don't really have Nas in my top five is off of the fact that I don't really bump him like that. But at the end of the day, like I do bump him enough to put him in my top 10 for sure. So I would say that'll be my top 10. And really in no particular order either. I guess you could say separate between 1 through 5 and 6 through 10, but Hove, Biggie, Kendrick, Drake, um, Kanye. Then you got Cole, Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50, and Nas. Top 10 right there. Obviously, home team. Drop it in the comments what your top 10 is, and obviously, what's harder to rank, influence or lyrical ability. Uh, keep the conversation flowing. Want to hear your top 10? It's definitely probably gonna be different from mine, but you can also put like a lot of people in that top 10. Depending on which age bracket you are. I mean, a lot of people might just put like a Black Thought in there just for lyrical ability. Uh, three. What TV show would you erase from your memory just to experience it for the first time again? Game of Thrones. 100% Game of Thrones. I was very against Game of Thrones because like I really didn't like the whole mythical aura behind it. But I started watching Game of Thrones and I binged it. Binged that. Yeah, I never forget. I'll never forget it too. It's probably like the my um fall semester junior year. I just was locked in and I started watching it, and I literally by the time Christmas time came, I was done with Game of Thrones. So definitely Game of Thrones is something that if I would love to re-experience again, especially from like a new person standpoint, would definitely love to. It, I think Game of Thrones is one of those TV shows that like when you see it for the first time, you're like, wow, this is like great everything. Like, this is like the character development in it. There's obviously some weak points, but overall, like it's a great show. I thought season 8 was a little bit choppy, but we could skip over that. But yeah, just like the storyline, the plot, the cast, like, I think everybody, yeah, for sure, Game of Thrones, 100%. Yeah, that's an easy one. Drop it in the comments, home team. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this as well. Um, fourth question. Damn, you guys got a lot of questions in here. This is a lot. Is reading a book always better than watching the adaptation? Um, this is actually a great question because I would probably say it really depends on. I would say probably the book. Because I feel like the book might have a lot more information than the movie. Because you gotta think about it. Even like the movie, you have like only a certain amount of time to do it. I think when you're writing, like a person is probably gonna put down the book and stuff like that. A movie they kind of want to watch it straight through, so you need to be able to highlight key moments and stuff like that. So it's a little bit harder. And most of the time, sometimes, not most of the time, sometimes like when you're reading a book, sometimes like it doesn't necessarily like align with like what's in the movie, or the movie doesn't really align closely with the book. And it's hard. It's a hard task to do because like you also want to be accurate with the book, but you also want to make sure like you're putting your own spin to it and making sure like, yo, listen, like this is this is elite. And it's kind of like the Odyssey. Like the Odyssey was like a book, and years like, like ancient book, and now Christopher Nolan's trying to like make it come alive, and now like you gotta be historically accurate and stuff like that. I think that's like the little like issue that's going not issue, but pearl that's going on where they feel like Christopher Nolan isn't the dialogue and everything. But at the end of the day, like we're in 2026, so like how do you like bridge that gap? And I know for other books it's probably a little bit different. Like when The Godfather came out, there's a lot of things in The Godfather the book that isn't in The Godfather the story. So I mean the movie, I'm sorry. So, like it's hard. It's hard to adapt a book and make it like really like make it your way, but also trying to like emulate it as much as possible. Because when you're watching a movie, like again, you want to make sure like everybody's locked in. With a book, like people like we read a couple pages and they put it down, so it's a little bit different. But I would say reading the book because the book has a lot more detail, you know, and stuff like that. Obviously, the book is also going to be concise, but I feel like I feel like when you're reading the book, you have the flexibility to be like, all right, I'm gonna put this down, I'm gonna keep it aside, pick it back up. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So I would definitely say reading the book for sure is always better than watching the adaptation, the movie adaptation. Um Speaking about Christopher Nolan, home team, did you guys get your tickets for the Odyssey? Because I did, even though AMC crashed like 10 times on me. AMC crashed on me. I was like, yeah. But was able to secure tickets. I will be watching the Odyssey. I'm highly excited. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors. I watch a lot of his movies. Know all of his movies too. So yeah, definitely excited about this. Can't wait to see it in theaters. Super excited. Um, yeah, we haven't really touched on this in a while, so I wanted to like kind of like bring it back in terms of TV shows and books. I'm a TV buff. Books have been slacking on home team, so don't crucify me. But I just wanted to tap in and see where you guys are, where you guys at with reading and also what are you guys watching? What I'm watching currently, I'm pretty sure it ended, but Boston Blue. It's a spinoff of Blue Bloods. Danny Reagan, who is the oldest brother in Blue Bloods, now is working in Boston, because that's where his son is. So that's kind of like the plot line. And it's pretty. I think it is more engaging because now you can see like New York style policing versus like Boston policing. So it's kind of like the two ends of two different styles of policing, but also ain't coming down to one goal. Um, Dutton Ranch is definitely on the bucket list. I gotta start watching that, which I will soon. I don't know. I heard a lot of mixed reviews on the boys. I'm probably gonna end up watching it, but just haven't really gotten a chance to get to it yet. But like I said, I've been hearing like mixed reviews and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to like, damn. Euphoria also came out. And I need to tap into that as well. So, two things on the bucket list there. There's a bunch of other shows that I want to watch as well. AMC has got them. So yeah, there's a lot of TV shows that I'm like, all right. I've been really like indulging in a lot of like Paramount TV shows. I just finished watching the Offer, and that was on the basically the making of the Godfather. And I thought it was just interesting to see how like we view the Godfather as one of the greatest movies of all time. But then like when you really think about it, it's like there were so many like mishaps and like it took so long to like make like not long, but a lot of people were against it. From the mobsters and then like obviously the Paramount as a whole, they didn't really think this was gonna make enough money, and then all of a sudden here it is. Now it's a cultural staple. So, and it's interesting because like we see Al Pacino, like that's his role, but like nobody wanted Al Pacino. But then it's like, what would that movie have been without Al Pacino? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like little nuances. They got Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando originally, was off the wagon. Not really off the wagon, but he was kind of like somewhat exiled from the movie industry. But then like this made its comeback, and it was just like great. It's just nice to see, like from a historical standpoint. So that was pretty dope. And yeah, I that's pretty much it. I kind of been like really like busy, so I haven't really been touching into like I've been trying to keep up with the movies too. But as always, home teams, any recommendations, let me know. Definitely want to get more indulged in like the TV landscape. Obviously the biggest thing is out right now is Love Island. I don't watch it, but you guys could brush me up on it. In terms of reading, I've been slacking here too, just because a lot's been going on this year. I actually had to bring down my book goal because I just feel like a lot of things were happening. But uh, I believe the last book I read was a historical book. I definitely got recommendations. Kristen Hanna, the Nightingale, and the Great Alone. So those are on the TBR. Definitely want to get into more like historical books, and not historical like about it, but like I wouldn't say historical books, but like classic books. Like I want to get into damn, what's this guy's name? Mm, Uh, wow, it's at the tip of my tongue. Damn, what is this guy? The like he's made a hold up. It's about the monkey also was from his the monkey book. Stephen King. Stephen King. Stephen King. I want to get more into like reading like Stephen King books. And just other like the jungle. I want to reread that. Books like that, you know what I mean? So I gotta find a groove back in the and reading, to be honest. So I've been kind of asking around to like for people to give me recommendations as well as TV shows. Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna tap into Dutton Ranch, as well as probably Marshall. Those are all spinoffs of Yellowstone, so definitely gotta tap into that. Um, Obviously, I'm waiting for Landman to come back, so that'll be amazing when Landman comes back. So yeah, and obviously Euphoria and call it the boys are definitely on the agenda for sure. So yeah, home team, little I just wanted to catch you guys up on like what are you guys reading and stuff like that. What am I, tapping into? I know a big thing about you guys love to hear what I'm reading. Sorry, I've been on I haven't been reading that much. But I'm definitely gonna pick it back up for sure. Probably get new books. And yeah, any book recommendations, any TV show recommendations, drop in the comments. Oh, by the way, TV shows. I'm thinking about starting either Mad Men or Billions too. That's like another. I started Mad Men a while back, but never really got in like so. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tap back into that as well as I'm probably will start watching Billions also. So yeah, but let me know, drop in the comments, home team. Let me know what TV shows you guys are watching. Always open for recommendations in terms of what are you guys reading. And it could be anything. I wanna expand my palette, but if you want to tailor it to me, would love that. Really looking for like mystery and adventure and then TV shows. It ranges. Just drop it in the comments. I'll sift through it. And yeah, as always, we're approaching the last segment of our the session. Elevated advice. Um, my elevated advice to you guys, the home team, is this. Hold on. Oh, by the way, sponsored by CoStar. CoStar, come on, bro. Come on, CoStar. But everyone deserves a regular breaks and a long lunch. Yeah, I think this is basically saying like sometimes you just need a break. Sometimes you need you're so engaged in trying to do things that you need a break. And take a long one. Sometimes like maybe And I think reading this is probably like, oh, like maybe you talking about work. But even like in life, like maybe like you've been going hard for like 6 months, and damn, like you feeling that burnt out energy. Yo, listen, take a pause, relax. Maybe take a day to just to decompress. Go do it. Maybe step out. Catch some sun. You know what I mean? It's definitely getting nicer outside. So, yeah, like just take a long break. Like sometimes like it's good to disconnect sometimes. Take a vacation, create memories and experiences. It's not I feel like we're constantly being worked to work until we're drained and can't do no more. And then it's like, all right, but you gotta really like, really put it in perspective of like, yo, listen, like this is what I kind of want to do. This is kind of what I want to engage in. I need to take that long break. And when you take that long break and you come back, it's like, all right, like now I'm fresh, now I'm rejuvenated. You know what I mean? So yeah, home team, take those long breaks, whether it be work or life. Um, Definitely, you guys deserve it. You guys are always working hard, inspiring me as well to work hard. So take that long break, take that long rest, and yeah, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about my elevated advice. Drop your elevated advice in the comments as well. Again, we like to end the show with end the session with positivity. Keep the conversation going, keep the positivity flowing. As always, home team. You can find us on YouTube every Thursday, 6 p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific. Subscribe, hit the bell, stay locked in, and home team. One other thing, two more episodes to season three is over. It's been a long journey. We're about almost 40 episodes in, and it's been a great one at that. A lot of learning curves, but also just being able to communicate with you guys, speak to you guys on a weekly basis. We're gonna come back season four stronger than ever. We're building momentum, and that's really the key here. So I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Again, yeah, two more episodes to the until we're done. But the content doesn't stop. Content is gonna continue flowing. So just keep that in mind as well. You know, and yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys on the flip side. I'll catch y'all.